Morning. It's Monday, May 4th, and the buds are on the tree, and the birds are in the backyard. I don't see any bees, though. But Kim Jong-un resurfaced on state media with a mysterious mark on his wrist. The chubby 38-year-old dictator sported a new mysterious mark on his wrist in his first public appearance in weeks. And the U.S. medical profession said the mark might be a scar from a recent cardiovascular procedure, possibly the right radial artery puncture, which is performed to get a blood sample for analysis. I don't know why everybody else gets it stuck in their finger or something. I don't know why. Or maybe he tried to kill himself. We really don't understand all the pressures on a man trying to run a dictatorship. And anyhow, Kim comes from a family with a history of heart disease. Both his dad and his granddad died of heart attacks. And he's a heavy, heavy guy, tipping the scales at just about 300 pounds. And he's only 5'6" tall. And he chain smokes. He chain smokes 4 packs a day. The footage also showed Kim smiling as he walked and talked and smoked at the opening of a fertilizer plant Friday. And by his side was his younger sister, Kim Yo-young, who experts believe will succeed her brother. The two of them weren't wearing face masks. Despite the coronavirus epidemic, a sea of onlookers, all masked, cheered wildly. I guess when you're the dictator, a little thing like a virus doesn't worry you. In any event, Donald was very happy to see him up and about. You know we strong men have to stick together. Now back to the U.S. This country is getting the shit kicked out of us. We have just had an invasion of giant hornets, which have been spotted in the U.S. for the first time. So just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any worse, now we have these giant hornets with freakish eyes and a venomous sting to add to this year's list of worries. And they are really ugly. Now these hornets apparently come from Asia. They're Asia giant hornets, right? And they're spotted for the first time in Washington State. Seems like every disease or something comes to Washington State first. Anyhow, the beekeepers have reported piles of dead bees with their heads ripped off, an alarming sight in a country with a rapidly declining bee population. I didn't know our bee population was declining. I thought our people were declining quickly, but not the bee. I was not worried about the bees. So right now, we're guessing how they came into the country, probably on some international cargo ship, and maybe they were even deliberately sent here by some enemy of ours. So it was first spotted in December, and scientists believe it started becoming active again last month, when the queens emerge from hibernation to build nests and form colonies. It's like the real world. You got to watch out for the queens, you know. Kings suck, but queens, they're okay. So these hornets are very destructive in the summertime, the late summertime and maybe the early fall, because they're looking for protein in order to raise the next queen, right? Anyhow, they're asking beekeepers and residents to report any sightings of the giant hornets, but not to get too close to them. And don't try to take them out yourself if you see them, because if you get into them, run away. It's really important to know of every sighting if we're going to have any hope of eradication. Well, at least this epidemic, so to speak, or pandemic of hornets, at least we're not going to be on lockdown for a while, unless these hornets spread across the country. So why is this so important? Well, it turns out that bees pollinate plants producing fruit, nuts, and vegetables, and are crucial to the nation's food supply. So an attack of hornets that's decimating the bees is really attacking our food supply. And bees are already on the endangered list due to their sharply declining numbers. So we can't afford to lose our bee population. So this is really, really a serious problem. And I'm sitting here joking about it, but it's really, really a serious problem. And knowing how well we took care of COVID-19, I'm really worried about this situation because once again we're relying on the government to do something for us. And up to this point, they haven't proven to be particularly adroit and efficient. So let's hope that the officials in Washington state can do a better job than the federal government did with COVID-19. Just keep an eye out for these ugly critters. Don't engage them. And have a wonderful day. Wonder rest of the day. I hope I didn't scare you. So have a wonderful day. I'm taking off now. Bye.